Now, a new non-profit organization has joined in the fight against gender-based violence. The organization GBV Monitor SA aims to track and trace reported cases until they are concluded. Let's talk about the organization's work now with the founder, Omogolo Taunyane-Mnguni, who joins us via Zoom. Omogolo, thank you so much for making time. Well done on starting this initiative. In an ideal world, there shouldn't be a need for such organizations, but women are under siege and many are increasingly being failed by the state and our security apparatus. How are you going to be tracking and tracing the gender-based violence cases? How is it going to work?
Good afternoon, Clement, and to your listeners. You are right, women are under siege. And how the GBV tracker works is that we collect our data mainly from media sources like yourselves, eNCA, print sources, and other online broadcasters. We also have another source, which is the National Prosecuting Authority, that also provides us with information that we can input in our tracker. Our tracker follows, a number of details. It will tell you the name and the age of a perpetrator and a survivor. It will tell you where this incident has happened, whether it has been reported to a police station, whether there has been an arrest effected, what type of charge was laid for an arrest to be effected, whether bail was granted, how much bail was granted. It will then also give insight into the criminal justice system and how cases move once you've reported them. So you will then have, details about a court date that has been allocated for the trial to resume, the courthouse where the trial will take place. It will then give you information about the presiding officer, that would be the judge, the magistrate who would be presiding over the case. So it gives you an idea of the granular detail that we look for, that you won't always find anywhere else.
Yeah, and I mean, we live in a country where there are institutional tendencies to do nothing, right, and not to respond effectively to cases of gender-based violence. So I imagine this provides a platform of some kind of accountability for cases that have fallen off the cracks or that have simply not been prosecuted.
You're right, Clement. We find ourselves, having to live in a country where there really is a paralysis in terms of supporting survivors, in terms of putting into place interventions that can support survivors and prevent this kind of thing and eventually eradicate it from society. So you are right indeed. What we are is an accountability platform. We do research. That is where we are going with this kind of thing. We want to hold, society accountable. We want to hold government accountable. It is unacceptable that, we have this increasing, consistent trend of GBV, year in, year out. We have the stats. We can see that we are in a crisis. We know that the attrition rate is appalling as well. Why is it that cases are being reported, incidents are being reported, yet the conviction rate is so low? What are the factors that are perpetuating this kind of trend? So that's where we come in. We really want to understand what the challenges are, what the missed opportunities are, and then we come and plug in to support the cause for the plight of survivors.
What I like most about this organization, Omogolo, is its rural bias. Just explain to us why it was so important for the greater focus to be on those marginalized, far-flung areas.
Right. So I can give you a couple of examples. So it was very easy for the media to allocate resources and cover and follow in detail and to give us developments as they were occurring about women like Karabo Mugwena, and now we have Unustkalo Mjebeni. It's fairly easy for the media to allocate those resources because most of the time the media is concentrated in urban areas. Now, where we are interested in is in the rural areas. We want to find out what is happening to the women in the rural areas. What are the challenges that they are faced with, because they don't have that kind of access to the media to have their cause to be brought to the public knowledge. They don't have, in most cases, economic means to even get to a police station. They don't have the kind of access to information that once you report a case, what then should you be doing? How do you then prepare yourself for what's about to come once you enter the system with a case? So that is where our interest really lies. We're interested in the rural criminal justice system because we know that the challenges there are so debilitating. They really do, reinforce this culture of rather suffering in silence and not coming forward to say this is what is happening to you. We need to know what is happening in far-flung areas.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you're looking at issues of resources as well, because that's another thing. Things like rape kits, issues around the sensitivity when dealing with gender-based violence cases by law enforcement officers. As we wrap up, Omogolo, where can people check out this website? And do you have the support in the funding to keep this organization moving and making this greater difference that it's already making?
Thank you for asking that, Clement. It's tough. It's been self-funded so far, but, we have set ourselves on a very big mission, and one that is worthy. And, we do need to be fundraising. We do need to be reaching out to stakeholders to assist us in being on the ground so that we can succeed in this mission. So if you are looking to get in touch with us, you can visit www.gbvmonitorsa.co.za, or you can email me at info@gbvmonitorsa.co.za.